Hello everyone, this is a special video, basically just going over the Spider-Man 4 audio drama project, which the trailer got released just a month ago. Really happy with the response that got. The biggest video on my channel, which I know isn't as big as other stuff, but it you know what I feel like, it gets you motivated to get the project done once you know people are going to listen to it. So yes, the casting announcement was a great success. I have nearly all the roles done, just like a few minor characters left to sort out, but hopefully this video will get more people excited once they know some of the people involved, and then once we be able to sort the last amounts, we'll be able to start recording now already, and we're going to aim to get this thing done. So just before I go into announcements exactly, I'm going to go cover basically how we are going to do this. So for anyone unfamiliar, an audio drama is basically just like a radio play. It's descriptive, basically going off a script we have for Spider-Man 4. We're going to be delivering with narration, and then all the lines spoken by the actors will be by these actors. So we're going to be able to hear Peter Parker's voice, you're going to be able to hear Mary Jane's voice, you're going to hear their voices over narration describing the scenes to try and immerse you into the world. Spider-Man 4, obviously the Raimi films and Spider-Man himself is such a big character, it's nearly impossible to do him justice on a fan budget. There's no way you can do the effects you need, there's no way you can really grab the momentum of Spider-Man visually. So that's why I decided for audio purposes, you can really describe anything to immerse yourself in a world. You don't need special effects or anything, you just need the right words, and then you can put yourself in there. For anyone wanting a better example of this, specifically with Marvel, Wolverine, The Long Night, I believe it's called, is a audio drama that Marvel themselves did, which is fantastic, and is kind of the inspiration for like, oh, maybe we can do these kind of superhero stories in this way. If you know your history, Superman himself got famous nearly for being the star of radio drama plays, and I think it's a wonderful idea, and it's a project I'm really passionate about that I don't think a lot of people in the fan community circles, is that a word, have been able to do. So yes, I'm very excited for that. And to help this excitement, I've got wonderful, wonderful talent on board to help me bring Spider-Man 4 to life. We're not really going for the actors in the Raimi films, so like Tobey Maguire's voice, Kirsten Dunst's voice, J.K. Simmons' voice. I feel like that would be impossible to expect who I can get, being like a very not well-known person on YouTube and trying to reach out. It would be impossible to expect people to replicate those voices. I feel it'd just be unfair to put that burden on, and it would limit it to just, oh, it's an impression, it's not a take. So I've instructed all these actors to base them off the comic characters and what their voices might sound like, rather than trying to imitate or parrot the actual actors. Some may sound close to them, but some others may not, and hopefully, I believe, once you hear them in action, you'll have a greater idea of what we're trying to go for. So yes, long-winded explanation out of the way, the actual casting. So right off the bat, the person who's going to lead the film, the person who's the main star of the show, Peter Parker, Spider-Man. I'm very excited about this announcement. It's something I've kind of kept to the chest a little bit, but he's a creator on YouTube who I'm a massive fan of. He really knows his stuff, he's very entertaining, and he's also displayed interest to be Spider-Man before, and I reached out to him and he was totally on board. So I am happy to welcome to the Spider-Man 4 audio drama project, Godzilla Mendoza as the voice of Peter Parker Spider-Man. Yes, it's a huge, huge pull, especially for someone like on my area of YouTube. But the guy is just an absolute legend, being able to capture this take on Peter. He manages to keep the comedic timing while also being able to go to the darker spots, which, as you'll see in Spider-Man 4, we go to some touchier subject matters, which, again, being a radio drama and being able to do something without visuals or budget, and being like we don't have to appeal to the mass market. We can go a little harder with some places than the Raimi films might have been able to, without of course losing that charm, that hopeful spirit that the Raimi films were so great with. So yes, Godzilla Mendoza will be playing Peter Parker, and he's going to knock out the park. So for Mary Jane Watson, that part will be played by Paper Warrior. Now, Paper Warrior is my real-life girlfriend, and although I guess you could say, well, maybe she gets free bets because she's with the director, she has a really great take for Mary Jane. She's got a really good voice, and I feel like she'll be able to give her the kind of strength and a bit more introspective take than maybe you've seen in the live-action films themselves. So I'm really looking forward to that. Now, the main villain of this piece is someone I'm very happy to get on board, and that's going to be Adrian Toomes, the Vulture. This is based off Sam Raimi's actual plan to be the main villain of this film, which we're kind of going off of the script. So the Vulture will be played by Carlos Escobosa. Now, I might be mispronouncing his name there. I'm not so good with my poor British brain to be able to handle all these different dialects, but his Adrian Toomes is just, when he sent me the lines, it just kind of blew me away, because he's managing to portray not just an older individual, but also a menacing individual and an intelligence. Adrian Toomes in this story is a lot more menacing than you might expect from the comics. He's very close to the comics, more so than Homecoming was, but he's got a lot more bite to him that I hope you're excited to see. The next big character, Felicia Hardy, the Black Cat. Now, this is a role I can kind of announce, but kind of can't also. I'm kind of in back and forth with two people who may be considered to play Black Cat, waiting on some lines to come through, bit of a communication issue. But Black Cat will still definitely get cast. It's just at this time, there's a bit of an issue going on with making sure I can get the lines on time. So I may have to go to someone else than the person I originally planned. But both were fantastic, so either way, it's going to be the best for this project. The next huge character I can really say is Wilson Fisk. Now, I can't tell you much about Wilson Fisk in this film because I don't want to spoil it, but he's in the film. He's going to have a kind of large role to some extent, and anyone who knows the comic books or has even seen Daredevil could probably assume what he might be up to. And he'll be played by the guy that does stuff. He has a really good booming voice for Fisk, which I feel like even maybe more so than seeing him in real life, if you just hear the voice, it's something that can kind of impress you. Continuing down the list, we have cast Quentin Beck Mysterio, which will be Dragon Ball University. We have cast Herman Schultz the Shocker, which will be Beyond Films. We have cast Hoffman, which will be played as a little cameo role by Lord Cheddar, who you can find on YouTube. Another great content creator and a really funny guy who's brought his own spin to the take. They're very passionate about Hoffman. Hammerhead will be played by my friend Mo. Miles Warren will be played by Smugstick, who is a fantastic Dragon Ball YouTuber, which you really should check out, along with Dragon Ball University, who's playing Mysterio. Two Dragon Ball guys who have really distinct voices coming onto the Spider-Man side of things that I'm really excited for you guys to check out. Gwen Stacy will be played by my friend Chrissy. Bolivar Trask we still need. Frederick Foswell will be in this, and he'll be played by Mac the Milkman. I'm kind of thinking off the list, bit off the cuff here, but yes, we've basically got a lot of the roles finished. This segment I'll dedicate to, once all the big names are kind of out of the way, I'm going to dedicate to who we still need. And now these are the voices which I'm still looking for. I really, if anyone has now seen this video and go, oh, I like those people, I want to get involved and work with those people, these are the cast members I still need for this project. That would be Bolivar Trask. That would be Dr. Kurt Connors. That would be Betty Brandt, Robbie Robertson, and Mrs. Kirby, who will be just, she's a fan-created character for this, who's just Mary Jane's landlord. Those are the only characters with minor roles, but still, we'd like to get them done in time. So, if you're interested in any of those characters, I will still leave the link in the description for what you need to do to audition. It will have lines for those characters, and you just email me those lines at alfiertaylor@gmail.com. alfiertaylor1@gmail.com, I should say. Just so then I can get those lines and get back to you as soon as possible and get you involved. So yeah, that's basically the end of this update video. Really happy to finally be able to do more work on this project. It's starting to come together, and once you see what we've got, once you hear what we've got, moreover, it's going to be an exciting time. So yes, thank you for listening.